Hey, we got Drewz Views here, back for a little Anime Monday, reacting to anime on Monday. We are cruising along with Revolutionary Girl Utena today, episode 29 of, I believe, a 39 episode series. Is that the numbers you have, Eric?
That sounds right. It could be 38 or 39.
Yeah. Either way, would you call this the home? I was gonna say we're in the home stretch, but what would you call this? That, or are we just outside? There's no right answer, I guess. It's it.
I don't know. I don't know if we're rounding third or if this is the final arc.
Yeah, I mean, is this going to be the final arc of dueling? I guess probably this might be the second last one. It seems like. I mean, we're going around again here. Well, we had a new character last time that has entered the fray, so to speak, with the duels, with the ring.
Ryuka?
Ryuka, yeah, something like that. 2 episodes ago, comments pulled up actually, so.
Oh yeah, we got comments this time.
Could work backwards, but so I don't even have the names right now. But yeah, he came in. He had some kind of mysterious illness, I guess, or he was out for some reason. I was wondering if that was real or he was just like away training or doing who knows what. But it was kind of a jury episode, but he took the spotlight from her a little bit.
Yeah.
Ruka, I guess that's the guy's name. Yeah.
As we noted, always happens in jury episodes.
Yes, you pointed that out last time. Well, they all have to do with the Shiori girl too, who is the worst, even though she said jury was the worst.
Just absolute scum.
But she was in the car with Ruka. She was his bride. Did not really work out for her in the end because Utena won as usual. But we did note that he didn't really take it like the other contestants that usually get upset when they lose or think they're gonna win. He was even saying like, even though I know I'm more skilled swordsman, you have like some special abilities, so I might not win. And it seemed like he was kind of like doing like a practice round kind of thing, or like seeing what's going on. Was the sense I got.
Importantly, when she was like, "We'll get him next time," he was like, "There won't be a next time. I lost because of my bride," implying sort of that he's gonna go find a new one.
There will be a next time for him, but not for her. But will there be for sure? Because we got spoiled kind of with the damn thumbnail spoilers. I mean, we were thinking it makes sense that Jerry's going to duel anyway. Everyone else has been cycling back.
Well, you were thinking that. I was on some whole other shit.
You were saying maybe she was doing some Sailor Moon business. I don't know, something. I didn't quite get
if I even understand what I was saying, if that even happened in that show. That's what I understand to have happened.
But anyway, we saw that she's in the car this episode, so we know it's going to happen this episode, unless it's crazy and she goes to the car but doesn't duel. That does seems highly unlikely. But who would her bride be if not Shiori? But how would she get that to happen? Is Shiori going to get mad and try to get revenge now or something, and like say like, all right, I'll be with you, Jerry? Or I don't see it really happening that way, but
right, she could either, I don't know, she could use Ruka as her bride. She could be manipulated into taking Shiori back.
Well, how could she use Ruka? I mean, like, the only way the sword works is if you have some kind of connection, right?
Well,
At odds.
I was in my head seeing them doing some classic anime bullshit where like, my true passion is to be the greatest, and therefore this connection will work even though we're not in love because, you know, my deepest love is the power that you can give me.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's a stretch. We're throwing darts here.
Yeah. Now we did see swords getting pulled from both male and female, obviously, in the Black Rose arc. But so far in this one, all the brides have been girls, right? So can there be a male?
Right, we've had all brides, no grooms.
The show does like to do the gender switching type of thing, or
Yeah, I would assume there could be a dude bride.
But Jerry's not into dudes anyway, so maybe we wouldn't see it here. But yeah, I don't know what it's gonna be. Anyway, I want to watch the episode and find out. But we should.
Let's go.
Not so fast. We gotta eat our Nanami vegetables before we get into before we get dessert of watching the show.
Oh my god.
Or I guess eggs in this case, because it was controversial to us. Another Nanami episode 2 episodes ago. We filmed the last 2 back-to-back, so we didn't see the comments until now. But, some people do like it, I guess, that episode, or like the Nanami episodes in general. But furthermore, we missed something kind of big, or what does it matter ultimately? But we saw the egg at the end, and then Choo Choo came home to, Utena and Auntie.
Mm-hmm.
You would point. I didn't know what was happening. It was over my head entirely. You were like, "Oh, Choo Choo went and ate the egg."
I definitely thought he had just like eaten the egg, like he eats everything. Yeah.
But no, they're saying that he hatched from the egg, like he was rebirthed. And Anthony did have some line about, or Tana, one of them had some line about like reincarnation, not talking about Choo Choo, but like saying something about it, I think. And they said he hasn't been here for a while, which I took to mean Akio, because Akio wasn't there at that point. But I guess they were talking about Choo Choo. So like, did Akio kill Choo Choo? How did that one die in the first place? We didn't see it. I know he doesn't trust him. We know, we saw in the past. But I don't know. It's a very weird situation there. But I guess whatever the show writer or whoever confirmed that was the case. That.
Yeah, I saw that comment. Thanks for bringing that up, commenter. I have no answers and only questions as to like what that means. Now that I know that like that was Choo Choo being reincarnated.
Yeah, and some people, I mean, we got some long comments on this video here. Like, I know some of the commenters like to go off anyway, which is great. Obviously, a lot of thoughts on the show here, the series, especially on this one. Some real long comments. Yeah, we can't read them all, obviously. Well, we can, but not on read them live.
We in fact did, but yeah.
Basically, like, there's also even debate over what the metaphor was for the episode, like teen pregnancy or like puberty or whatever.
I would say that's because the metaphor is mixed and not especially deft in the first place.
Yeah, that's what we thought when we were watching it, but
which is not the same, I hope we can all agree, as me saying like we shouldn't have an episode like that. Just what are we doing with this specific episode was my point.
Yeah. So someone named Fossa commented, it seems like they're Japanese because they're saying we in reference to Japanese things and culture. So I would assume they're Japanese. They said it's about first menstrual period, which clearly there was like
yeah, that was in there for sure.
But then they're saying like it's not teen sexuality. I guess in Japan is like super rare compared to the United States.
I believe that.
So the pregnancy thing isn't really tied to becoming an adult. They also say there's like some of the words they said, I guess, in Japanese were like about, hey, you're an adult, you're a grown-up, etc. So they're coming down on that. It's not about pregnancy. I would still challenge this a little bit though, because clearly like Utena made some reference saying like baby fever, or like said something like, I don't exactly get what Toga's going off about to you, if it's just about, what does he think his sister's not gonna menstruate or something? That's weird.
Or not talk about it. Never bring it up.
Maybe I could see that. So it's a little muddled, I think, but...
Well, I mean, there's also the song, the lyrics of which are basically, hello baby, I am your mother, I am your mother, I am your mother, that is playing during the montage of Nanami carrying the egg around with her. I mean, obviously I agree that it's a period metaphor, it's a metaphor about women's bodies in relationship to the society that they're living in. I just don't think it did a great job with any of that.
Mm-hmm. And we're still the question, like, why at this point in the series is this happening? But yeah, the Choo Choo thing is intriguing, at least. I don't, it's something I wouldn't expect.
What a curveball.
Anyway, just thought, like, since a lot of people, had thoughts on that we should dig back into it a little bit. Discussing it is a little more interesting than the episode itself, I think. And
I can agree. I can agree with that.
I know I can't keep you back from your main homegirl jury anymore. So let's get into Azure, Paler Than the Sky. Let's do it. Okay, back to these two.
Like a two-parter then.
It seems like it. I think yeah, from the last maybe it was, I can't remember if it was when we were recording still or not, but I think you or one of us even said like, oh, this is like a two-parter. Tsuchiya, yeah.
One could see
Comments.
this whole.
Oh, okay, that was his present day.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
Is Jerry gonna try to come in white knight gear, even though this girl does not like her? Try to like, don't do it, Jay.
I wonder. Yeah.
Well, yep.
Good point. The entire school was there.
Yep. I think
To
that
the
was
extent that I believe everyone in the school exists.
So she's just in a void right now, not being there at the school. There's no answer. Yeah, Tana really likes to spectate the fencing there. I mean, I guess she does have to match up with them. Good, good, good.
I don't understand.
Utena has
What?
a real issue with minding her own damn business.
Yeah, like
Oh, let's see what kind of space illusion that we're gonna get now. Oh no, it's not her therapy session.
we're getting closer to a reveal there. I just don't see why like Utena thinks this is her business. Is that
And it certainly is not. I mean, it could be construed as her business if she's like bringing in the whole dueling aspect, but it doesn't seem like she is.
it seems like nobody remembers having fought these duels once they get out of them also. Or Utena doesn't.
Was that only with the Black Rose, or was it? Is that with
Maybe
these?
so, maybe so.
それを見越しての策だというのか。
奇跡なんてない。
Now I was saying at least that Jerry's definitely gonna.
なんだあなたですか。あなたも私を洗いに来たの。いい君だと思う。ますます最低だわ。私が泣いてすがって助けて。一人になんかならないわ。
本気で言ってるのか。
当たり前だ。
驚いたな。
彼女にとってそれが幸いなら。
Okay.
Stop being such a martyr, Jerry.
ルカ。
君の友情には関心強引で自分勝手だ。おまけに嘘つきと。
Fair.
もし
Yeah, so she did just lie last time by saying like I was polishing your sword this whole time,
兄様のつ
and
もり
then
だ。
he was like,
君の
Yeah, yeah.
"It's not my sword, so I know
君
you're
の知っ
lying."
たことじゃない。
と癒やしいやつになり下がって。
Mm.
今度僕は
ざまなんかと。
本当はフェンシング部の部長である。無理するなよ。
But I was gonna start saying
this is
before
bad.
like cut it off because we saw her in the car in the thumbnail spoiler, but I guess it's possible they could be in the car and he's gonna try to make her the bride now. I
Yeah.
don't. That would be a twist.
いつの間に。
Mm-mm.
やめろ。
That's the car's music. I think.
I think so.
あった。君の言う通りにするよ。彼女とよりを戻そう。
If you be my bride.
憎くて憎くてたまらない。
待て。
Oh, okay.
They can duel each other without Utena?
もし私が負けたら。
Or this is not gonna be a typical one. This will just be a
分かってる。もう言うな
schoolyard duel.
Oh, is she gonna lose this and then
Then have to do it.
have to be his bride for the duel with Utena?
Maybe.
時から抜群の逸材だった。たとえ泥の中にあっても、僕をはるかに上回る。
買いかぶりだ。
そういるんだ。
Maybe not them. I didn't do it yet, so.
はずだ。
He just told you.
この音は。
Say it, say the thing.
Yeah.
さあ、乗ろう。
Oh, so is that implied to be that they had it off screen and she lost?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. There's our thumbnails in action.
今日どこへ
Here she
連
is.
れて行く気だ。にはあなたしかいないんです。彼女を傷つけることが そんなに
最大に発揮すれば君は誰にも負けない。組めば天井ウテナを倒せる。
飛んだのはそのためか。
奇跡が現れるんだ。犠牲が。
そこまでして奇跡の力が欲しいのか。
奇跡の力が欲しい。奇跡を信じて思いは届くと。よかったかな。
私は私の思いなど届かなくてもいいのだ。でも私が望むのは好きにはさせん。そのためなら貴様の口車。
I don't.
先輩。
今度はメインイベントだよ。
I guess this is basically what we expected once we saw that she was there.
Yeah,
in the
just trying
car.
to figure out why. I mean, guess her reasoning makes sense, even though it's she already so whack that I still don't get like why she can't get over it. But
Well, I mean, who among us hasn't been there, right?
or he's saying they're doing this together. Is she gonna pull it out from him? Can they both take her on? Like that's cheating. Right?
I don't know. Well, I mean, like,
Mhm.
bad guys always cheat in these fucking shows.
Yeah.
So it's exactly what I thought. He doesn't. She. They don't need to
He's
have a
like-
relationship because
Yeah.
of reasons.
Well, they need to have some strong feelings. I guess that's the thing. Okay, we're getting a flashback to their match then.
どんなに辛いも。ジュニー。ジュニー、彼女は愚か者だ。自分に降ってきたのだからな。だがそんな奴こそ。ジュニー。
Heartbreaking. Worst person you know has a point.
Ooh. Hmm?
Did she beat Utena, but the necklace broke?
Looks like this flower's intact though. Where's it?
Yeah. What is happening to my girl?
She's down bad.
Yes.
She gonna break her own flower?
どうして先輩。
Did you clock how much older Ante looked in that shot?
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if that was on purpose or not.
That's interesting.
ジュリー、心配ない。心配ないよ、ジュリー。
Hmm.
ないか。ジュリが部長代行？ええ。土屋先輩、ここのと学復学したのに出席日数足りなくて退学になっても知らない。
Will he be? I don't know.
あの子を怪我したみたいは心配ないでしょ。気にするな。ゆっくりその足をな。こんな時にご迷惑。
Who was that?
ねえ、知ってる？うん。
I think it was just someone on the team. Oh yeah, these two haven't showed up all of
退院
this.
したらまたフェンシングやりたいって言ってたのに。知ってたみたい。なのに無理に退院して学部に好きな子でもいたんだわ。そういえばあの人よく言ってたわ。あげたいって。あの人を解放してあげたいって。何それ？
Why?
お元気ですか？ぜひ尋ねてみたいことがあります。あなたは奇跡の力にどんな思いを誰かに当てたものだったのでしょうか。が届きますように。
So, based on the last bit with Juri, I don't think Juri is the girl that he loved and wanted to grant the power of miracles to. I do believe the Greek chorus was talking about Ruka when they were saying that a patient died.
Yeah, and it seems like that. So he really was sick, and he's trying to get this miracle to live. Well, not just to live, I guess, but for the girl or whatever.
Although, what does being sick even mean? Because this clearly isn't the real world, right?
Well, that's it. We'll just deal with the text of the show at the moment, I guess.
All right, Derrida.
So we think it wasn't Jerry they were talking about then. Like, that wasn't who he...
Based on that last scene with the jury voiceover, when she said, like, who was it and what did you want to do for her or whatever. Or doesn't think it's her. It could be, I guess. Well, okay. On that theory that it is her, his reaction at the very end makes more sense.
Yeah, because he wasn't mad or whatever. He was like, it'll be okay.
He was moved, yeah.
And he was trying to get her up there the whole time. I mean, we thought just to get her, thinking that'd be the better chance to win for him, but maybe it was just about her.
And so, if he couldn't get her up there because she loved him, he decided to get her up there because she hated him. If that theory is true.
Yeah, I guess so. And then when Shiori was trying to crawl back at the end there, it looked like...
I mean, yes.
Damn it. Well, so this is a very, like, dramatic, melodramatic episode, obviously.
It was quite fraught.
Which I guess is kind of Jerry's thing.
And that's why we love her.
Yeah. So she won. I mean, she would have won. She basically forfeited there. You know, after that necklace got, what do they call it? Locket? Necklace? Because the locket's the thing on the necklace, I guess.
Both are correct, then. Is this a squares and rectangles thing?
No. I mean, I just don't know if you call that.
Well, it's definitely a locket. It's a locket and there's a necklace.
Okay. Anyway, it's nothing now.
Obviously more
It's
important, yeah.
talked about Utena still butting in when she's not wanted to try to make things right between friends or whatever. I guess that's her big thing. But she's still... I mean, where do we go from here with the actual duel part? Everyone's pretty much now had another turn to bat, right?
Well, we haven't had a Nanami or Tsuwabuki, and we haven't seen Toga again.
The Lannister twins need to get going here. Yeah, I don't know. Is this kind of the conclusion of Jerry's arc in general? Is there something more for her to do in the story here?
Based on anime rules, anime conventions, I would say that she and the rest of the student council have a role to play in, like, whatever ultimate, like, final boss Utena has to fight, but I don't know. This show could be purposely, avoiding that kind of team up with the bad guy arc.
Yeah, it seems
not really that they're the bad guys, but they're definitely the Gary Oaks of this.
Yeah, I guess. Well, we can. I don't want to get thumbnails spoiled, but let's see what the next episode's called. It is called The Barefoot Girl. So who knows, whatever that could be.
And the thumbnail's barely a spoiler.
Okay, nice. Barely, so mildly. No, it's fine. Don't say that.
Yep. My mind is going places.
All right. Well, I don't know if this girl's another new character coming in late or someone we know. They did have some girl at the end there, but I think that was just to show kind of what Jerry's doing, not like to introduce them as a new character or whatever. The girl that got hurt.
Yeah. Is the barefoot girl Utena herself? Is it,
I guess. Could
Is it
be.
a reference to, like, her origin story? I don't know.
Yeah, because, I mean, we do, I guess I didn't expect that we necessarily would, but there could be dots to be connected between her hiding out in the coffin at her parents' funeral and going to the school. I mean, obviously the prince came and, it was end of world, but came and got her on that path, but we don't see what happens between that otherwise, so could be, I guess. Yeah. I don't know, is there anything else from this one we want to discuss?
I guess we pretty much got, everything we're going to get. Comment if we missed anything. Kind of an emotional rinse cycle based on my favorite character. So, forgive me for being a little quiet about it.
No, it was one of the more interesting duels there. And we even had the duel, the non-sanctioned duel, not in the arena, which they flashed back to a little bit. So, I will say, I guess that was something else that I was thinking during the time to bring up at the end here. He seemed like he was going to go, like he's like, all right, I'll get back with her because you want me to or whatever. And then she was like, I challenge you to a duel, and then we can do whatever you want or I want, who wins. But before she challenged him, he said he was going. He was like walking away and said he was gonna do that. So could that be another clue that Jury is the girl in question at the end?
Uh-huh. I guess I only have questions here then. If you're certain the Jury is the girl and just didn't know it, let us know, I guess.
Or I guess let us know you think it is our forbidden dance here or something. If the show creator came out and did a they probably didn't do a choo choo egg.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested to see the comments on this one for sure. We would drop those below as usual if you like. Do subscribe to Drewz Viewz here and make sure you get all the episodes with me and Eric, and check out my other shows too if you like. But until then, we'll be up out of here. Peace.